The recent escalation in Israel has sent shockwaves through the nation and beyond. Unprecedented drone and missile strikes have targeted strategic locations, shaking the foundations of Israel's security apparatus. Among the targets were Beit-El, a settlement deeply entwined with Israel's ideological fabric, and the Haifa naval base, a linchpin of the nation's maritime defense. These attacks represent a significant escalation, exposing vulnerabilities and raising critical questions about Israel's defensive capabilities in the face of evolving threats. The attacks have shattered the sense of security that has long defined Israel. The ability of hostile forces to penetrate Israel's borders and strike at the heart of its military and ideological infrastructure marks a dangerous turning point. The audacity and sophistication of these attacks have left many wondering how such a breach was possible and what it means for the future of the region. Beit-El, nestled in the heart of the West Bank, carries profound ideological and religious weight within Israel. This settlement is not just a place on the map, it is a symbol of deep-rooted beliefs and historical narratives that shape the identity of many Israelis. Established in 1977, it stands as a potent symbol of the settlement movement, representing the aspirations of those seeking to establish a permanent Jewish presence in the West Bank. The early settlers saw Beit-El as a fulfillment of a biblical promise, a tangible connection to their ancestral heritage. The settlement's name, meaning House of God, reflects its deep religious significance, further solidifying its importance within certain segments of Israeli society. Religious ceremonies and community events here are imbued with a sense of purpose and destiny, reinforcing the settlement's spiritual and cultural relevance. The Haifa naval base, situated on Israel's Mediterranean coast, stands as a cornerstone of the nation's maritime defense strategy. This base is not merely a military installation, it is a symbol of Israel's resolve to protect its maritime borders and maintain a strong naval presence. Established in the early days of Israel's statehood, the base has played a pivotal role in safeguarding the nation's coastline, protecting vital shipping lanes, and projecting Israeli naval power in the region. Over the years, it has evolved to meet new challenges, adapting to the changing dynamics of regional security. Over the decades, the base has grown in size and sophistication, becoming home to a modern fleet and serving as a critical hub for naval operations. The advanced technology and strategic planning that go into its operations underscore its importance in Israel's defense infrastructure. The strategic importance of both Beit-El and the Haifa naval base makes them prime targets for those seeking to undermine Israel's security and sow discord. These locations are not just physical spaces, they are symbols of Israel's strength and resilience. Beit-El, viewed by some as a symbol of Israeli control over the West Bank, represents a flashpoint in the ongoing Israeli-Palestinian conflict. The settlement's presence is a constant reminder of the complex and often contentious history of the region. An attack on Beit-El carries not only physical but also symbolic weight, aiming to strike at the heart of a sensitive issue. Such attacks are intended to send a message, challenging the legitimacy and permanence of the settlement. The Haifa naval base, as a key military installation, represents a strategic asset that, if compromised, could have significant repercussions for Israel's security. The base's role in national defense makes it a critical point of vulnerability. The targeting of these two locations highlights the vulnerability of even heavily fortified sites in the face of determined and sophisticated attacks, underscoring the challenges faced by Israel in maintaining its security in an increasingly volatile region. The resilience and preparedness of Israel's defense forces are constantly tested by these threats, necessitating ongoing vigilance and adaptation. The recent attacks on Beit-El and the Haifa naval base are not isolated incidents but rather grim echoes of a long and tumultuous history of conflict in the region. Both locations have been scarred by violence in the past, serving as stark reminders of the ever-present tensions and the human cost of protracted conflict. Beit-El, situated in the volatile West Bank, has witnessed numerous clashes, protests, and acts of violence over the years, reflecting the deep divisions and competing claims over the territory. The Haifa naval base, a symbol of Israeli military might, has also been targeted in previous conflicts. During the 1973 Yom Kippur War, the base came under attack, highlighting its strategic importance and the lengths to which adversaries are willing to go to cripple Israel's defense capabilities. These past incidents serve as a stark reminder of the persistent threat of violence and the complex web of historical grievances that continue to fuel tensions in the region. The recent attacks, however, are distinct in their use of sophisticated drone and missile technology, marking a dangerous escalation in tactics and capabilities. The ability of hostile forces to penetrate Israel's defenses with such precision and inflict significant damage raises serious concerns about the effectiveness of existing security measures. This escalation underscores the evolving nature of warfare in the region and the need for Israel to adapt its defense strategies to counter these emerging threats. The attacks on Beit-El and the Haifa naval base are not merely military strikes, they are symbolic blows aimed at undermining Israel's sense of security and sowing fear among its population. The fact that these locations, despite being heavily guarded, were successfully targeted has raised questions about the ability of the Israeli defense establishment to protect its citizens and vital infrastructure. As Israel grapples with the aftermath of these attacks, it is forced to confront the ghosts of its past while facing the daunting reality of an uncertain and increasingly dangerous future. The need for a comprehensive and adaptive defense strategy has never been more critical. Israel must not only address the immediate threats, but also anticipate future challenges in this ever-evolving landscape of conflict. Section 4. A new era of warfare. Drones and missiles breach Israel's defenses. The recent attacks on Israel mark a turning point in the region's security landscape, highlighting a new era of warfare characterized by the use of advanced drone and missile technology. The ability of hostile actors to deploy these weapons with precision and reach deep into Israeli territory represents a significant challenge to the nation's traditional defense doctrines. The effectiveness of these attacks has exposed vulnerabilities in Israel's vaunted defense systems, raising questions about their ability to counter these evolving threats. Drones, once considered a niche military asset, have emerged as a game-changer on the modern battlefield. Their agility, affordability, and ability to operate remotely make them ideal for reconnaissance, targeted strikes, and psychological warfare. The recent attacks demonstrate the devastating potential of drone swarms, overwhelming defenses and delivering precise payloads with minimal risk to the attackers. Missiles, with their extended range and destructive power, pose a different but equally significant threat. The use of ballistic missiles and long-range rockets allows adversaries to strike strategic targets deep within Israel, bypassing traditional border defenses. The recent attacks demonstrated the ability of these weapons to overwhelm missile defense systems, inflicting significant damage on critical infrastructure. The combination of drone and missile attacks presents a complex and multifaceted challenge for Israeli defense planners. Traditional strategies focused on conventional warfare and border defense are proving inadequate in the face of these evolving threats. The ability of adversaries to strike from afar with precision and relative impunity necessitates a fundamental reassessment of Israel's security posture and the development of new doctrines and technologies to counter these emerging threats. Section 5. Precision and coordination. Examining the complexity of the attacks. The recent drone and missile strikes against Israel were remarkable not only for their boldness, but also for the level of sophistication and coordination they displayed. These attacks were a stark reminder of the evolving nature of modern warfare. The attacks were not random acts of violence but rather meticulously planned operations, demonstrating a high degree of tactical awareness and the ability to exploit vulnerabilities in Israel's defense network. This level of planning indicates a deep understanding of military strategy and operational execution. The attackers exhibited a keen understanding of Israeli infrastructure, targeting strategic assets with pinpoint accuracy. This precision suggests extensive reconnaissance and intelligence gathering prior to the attacks. The drones, likely operating in coordinated swarms, overwhelmed Israeli defenses with their sheer numbers and maneuverability. The use of swarm tactics is a significant development in drone warfare, complicating traditional defense measures. Their ability to evade radar detection and deliver precision strikes on multiple targets simultaneously highlights the evolving threat posed by this technology. This capability represents a significant challenge for any nation's defense systems. The missile attacks, launched from distant locations, demonstrated a high degree of accuracy and coordination, targeting key infrastructure and military installations with devastating effect. The precision of these strikes indicates advanced targeting technology and sophisticated launch systems. The timing and coordination of the attacks suggest a level of planning and intelligence gathering that goes beyond the capabilities of small, isolated groups. This level of coordination implies a well-organized and well-funded operation. The attackers likely possessed detailed knowledge of Israeli defenses, weather patterns, and target vulnerabilities, allowing them to maximize the impact of their strikes. Such detailed information would require significant intelligence resources. The complexity of the attacks points to the involvement of state actors or highly organized non-state entities with access to advanced technology and intelligence. This raises questions about the sources of their support and the broader geopolitical implications. The precision and coordination exhibited in these attacks raise serious concerns for Israel's security establishment. The ability to carry out such sophisticated operations suggests a new level of threat that must be addressed. The ability of hostile actors to penetrate Israeli airspace and launch such sophisticated attacks suggests a significant intelligence gap and a need for a comprehensive review of defense protocols. This gap highlights the need for improved surveillance and intelligence capabilities. The attacks underscore the evolving nature of warfare in the region, where technological advancements and asymmetrical tactics are challenging traditional notions of defense and deterrence. This evolution requires a re-evaluation of current military strategies and tactics. Israel must adapt quickly to this new reality, investing in advanced countermeasures, strengthening regional alliances, and pursuing diplomatic solutions to address the root causes of conflict. This multifaceted approach is essential for ensuring long-term security and stability in the region.